folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to take a look at a mini documentary that was done by, I believe it's an American, over in Japan, in Tokyo. And he was taking a look at the metal scene fronted by women. He met a guitar player named Sally, who plays for a band by the name of Last One Call. And they're on the up and up. I mean, they get gigs in Tokyo all the time. This should give us a little bit more insight into the scene that we have seen a little bit of in looking at bands like Bandmade, Love Bites, and Baby Metal.
Looking forward to hearing about this. I've been aware of it because we've been doing videos by Love Bites and Bandmade. So, it'd be interesting to see what a reporter has to say about it.
Well, I believe he's a free agent, and he says here on his YouTube channel, cool short documentaries from Asia. And so I believe he's based in Tokyo, but I'm not absolutely positive. But his name is Anthony Michael Bucci, and the page is called The Bucci List. So this should be about 10 minutes long. He's going to talk to Sally. That's about all I know about it. All right. Shall we take a look and see if we can learn anything?
Yeah, sure.
In the land of the rising sun, a new musical movement has been quietly brewing, fusing the raw power of heavy metal with the energy and spirit of Japan's idol culture. This is girl metal, a genre that has stormed the stages here, gaining a passionate following not just for the music, but for the fierce, talented women who are redefining what it means to rock.
First time meeting a rock star. Let's go.
In the midst of this movement, I stumbled upon an artist who's quickly making a name for herself in the girl metal world. This is Sally. This is Shibuya Eggman, a rock-focused venue in the heart of Tokyo where Sally and co. are headlining the night. Seeing her play live was phenomenal, but I really wanted to learn more about her and see her day-to-day life. So I was invited to a practice session in Shinjuku, Tokyo for a first-hand studio experience.
What part of that is challenging? Because that seemed perfect.
スイープソー。
Sweep picking.
スイープが初めて人生でほぼ初めて作ったインストゥルメンタルの楽曲で。
Just to make sure I'm hearing this correctly, that was your first instrumental piece you ever wrote?
そうですね。はい。
Oh my god.
After shredding non-stop for about an hour, she wanted to take me to a local coffee shop where she finds inspiration to write.
新宿は私の庭でございます。
Just for the record, Shinjuku is definitely not a garden. It's a seedy, chaotic, 24/7 area full of tourists, loud noises, red light districts, and stuff that was cool in 1987. The fact that she considers it invigorating is probably the most metal thing in this video.
What do you like?
パンチョコラも好き。ここのがすごく美味しい。
So why this place? Why do you like this place?
基本リラックスしようと思うとお家だと結構どうしても仕事モードに逆になっちゃうんですよ。なので頭を切り替えてリラックスした気持ちで例えば家事を書きたいってそういう時に一旦頭を空っぽにして発想を起こすとかっていう時にあえてこういうカフェに来たりとか。
After grabbing a quick bite, she tells me more about her background and what it's like being the daughter of a metal guitarist.
Yeah, so it looks like that garden is where she maybe even writes her lyrics, it sounded like. Like someplace away from her home where she can decompress.
Yeah, someplace with a lot of buzz, as she said.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting. I mean, a lot of writers don't like people around when they're writing. But, yeah, not all.
When did you first get drawn to metal? And why? Why metal?
お腹にいる頃から聞いてたんで小学校3年生だからいくつだ 8歳とか9歳ぐらいになるんですけどでもそれより前からちょこちょこ気づいたらギター持ってた感じなんです。
So did your father teach you how to play guitar?
じゃあお父様から教えていただいて。
そうです。父から教わって。
How to play the guitar and
Did he give you lessons?
なんか基本レッスンという。
そこのビブラートがちょっと揺れが 細かいからもっと深くかけなさいとか、5分に1回なんかダメ出しずっとされてる感じ。
So because she always had her intense father who's constantly watching her playing, so she actually never actually liked playing the guitar when she was little.
Given the growing popularity and the demands of her gigs, Sally needs to ensure that her instruments are always in top condition. She frequently visits G Club Shibuya, one of the most iconic stores in Japan, and even they know her influence is changing the game.
To stop for a sec again, it sounded like her dad kind of put a little bit of pressure on her to be, I don't know, perfect or something. It sounds like he didn't make it fun or had a difficult time balancing between fun and serious.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes parents can cramp your style, I guess.
そうですね。サリーさん、ここで YouTube のも撮影してもらったりとかしてて、で、サリーさんとか、今女性でメタルのアーティストが結構増えてきてまして、まあ、サリーさんの YouTube 見て、女性でもこんな尖ったギター使ってもいいんだっていうのが、伝わってるのか、なんか、実際お客さんでこれから始めるっていう人、こういう尖ったやつ。
So basically, what's happening is because of Sally's influence, those types of guitars didn't used to be bought by young women or women in general, and now they are.
Even though I've been diving headfirst into it, this whole girl metal scene is admittedly still a bit above my pay grade. So here to break it down for us is leading metal journalist Jun Kawai.
日本のガールズメタルファンの大多数が大体40歳以上のヘビーメタルが好きなで日本の文化の中でこう10代とかでアイドルとか好きになる人ってすごい多くて
I think I can corroborate the demographic he just described. Most of our viewers who are watching these Japanese bands are older. And the idol thing, I guess that's really more like the baby metal thing. We haven't done as many baby metal lately because the idol thing, I don't know, we're having a little trouble latching on to the idol part. You know, we don't mind the bandmade costumes. Maybe we'll check out Sally's band.
This style is called kabakura.
Yeah, Kabakura dress.
So they played.
Played with this costume.
See, that is super unique, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of bands in other parts of the world that dress like that and play metal.
Yeah, very unique band.
While filming with Sally, she mentioned an upcoming radio station appearance where she'll be discussing a major show for one of her bands, LOC, and invited me to join her. Little did I know, that also meant I'd be on the air.
Okay, wasn't expecting to be on the radio today, but here we are. What do you want to talk about today?
今日はLOC っていう私が参加しているバンドのワンマンライブが8月に控えているので、その話をいっぱいしたいなと思います。
What was it like when you went to a live shows?
Oh yeah, I was blown away. Especially, we went to one show in Shibuya, one show in Aoyama. In both times, just totally blown away. Not only with her playing, but the entire girl metal scene in Japan. It's just fascinating. I love it.
I never thought my radio debut would be talking about Japanese girl metal, but you know what? It's kind of perfect.
She's a very expressive player, seems to me. What do you think of her playing?
I'm amazed by it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. She's shown us sweet picking.
Yeah, it's just amazing what people do with the guitars these days. You know, it's like I can hardly keep up with the techniques.
It's pretty impressive to me that she's got people buying the pointy-ended guitars, you know, who normally don't. All women, you know, so that's great. I'm just glad that younger people in general are excited about rock music and metal, but it's even better in some ways that women seem to be doing it in even greater quantity. Well, maybe not greater quantity, but they're certainly matching the men these days, you know. It used to be all guys all the time for the most part, you know, 95% of the time. Now it's more like, well, in Japan, I don't know. Maybe there are more female-led bands.
Yeah, it used to be mostly men, and now there's all these women playing heavy metal, and they're bringing it back to life.
I mean, they're killing it. They're mastering it. They're putting on amazing shows. You know, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the costumes, they aren't necessary, but if it helps get them out there, fine, great, awesome.
Yeah.
I have nothing against
aspect
them.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives it. Yeah, exactly. It starts feeling more like a drama or a play or something, a musical. But it's cool. It is cool, and they play so well. All right, let's see what she says here.
What are you most looking forward to about the show?
一番楽しみなの今日は皆さんの前、初めて披露する曲があるので、それをやるのがすごい楽しみです。ちょっと緊張するんですけど。
Sally, what guitar are you playing today?
ディーンの艶消しブラックの方の普段使ってないやつを使う。
There's already a line of like 50 plus people outside, and the venue opens in like 20 minutes. What's different about playing in this band versus other bands you've played in?
そうですね。3人とか4人とかでガールズバンド組んできたばっかりなので、8人はもう初めてです。
Is this your first time playing this venue?
3回目です。
It's the third time. How do you celebrate a night like tonight?
ご褒美的な。アイス食べます。帰ったら今日食べていいアイスクリーム。
I've yet to see a Japanese band this large, I think.
In Japan, the connection between the bands and the fans doesn't end when the lights go down. The Bukpan is where the bonds are forged.
Why do you like this music?
バンドが好きっていうよりかは、愛ちゃんが好きで、愛ちゃんを応援してたらバンドに来たって感じなので。
Do you go to all of the LOC shows?
イベントは毎回行かれてる。
そうです。サリーちゃん大好き。
So how far did you come to the concert?
今日は広島。
How long did that take?
電車で5時間。
What do you think about this?
I think it's really cool. I like that how girls are loving this band, and both guys and girls said the band is technically great, not just cute visually. I never listened to heavy metal, but even I thought it was cool.
So the show ended like 30-40 minutes ago. You can tell that some of the band members actually remember some of the fans because they're so passionate about it. What they do is they sell merchandise. You can pay to take a Polaroid with the ladies of the band, and it actually lasts for a long time. But it's a very important part of this scene, and the fans absolutely love it.
By the way, I hadn't forgotten that she...
What do you think about that, Adrian?
Wow.
Yeah.
Bands sticking around to meet their fans. That's awesome.
Not just that, but like that almost seems like that's the bigger part of the evening than the concert itself.
Yeah, I can see how it would be better than the concert, getting to meet the band and, buy merch and all this stuff.
Well, yeah, no, that's the interesting thing. Yeah, so anybody that's been to a Bupan, I would be interested to hear how those are structured. How long is the average concert, and then how long afterwards is the Bupan part? Sounds like a great idea. I mean, from a networking standpoint, that seems like a great way to get really dedicated, devoted fans.
Yeah.
You actually create a space, I mean, we see online communities all the time, but this is like putting it into the real world. Just the fact that it's a human connection instead of digital. So
yeah.
Anyway, okay. So we got about 2 minutes left.
Ori wanted some ice cream.
This is exactly what you like. Okay, mission accomplished.
楽しかったですか?
Did you enjoy it?
Of course. Yeah, third time.
Given that she's such a charismatic presence on stage, I really wanted to talk with Ai Hasegawa and see what makes her tick.
So many of these girls over here are inspired by you. How does it make you feel?
長年いろんな音楽をやってきて、その子で出会っ
た子たちでもあるので、だから今新しい音楽を私は今チャレンジしてる最中なんですけど、みんながそれを見てまた頑張ろうって思ってくれてるのがすごく幸せ。
Why were you drawn to girl metal bands? Why was it intriguing?
メタルをやろうとかロックをやろうっていうのはまずなくて、やってみませんかからだったから、本当にもうチャレンジって感じだ。
After 3 weeks of following Sally's journey, it was time to say goodbye. But before I did, I wanted to ask one last question. One last question.
OK
What advice do you have for young people who want to be excellent heavy metal guitarists?
好きなことを仕事にするっていう上で、やっぱり厳しいことはたくさんあると思っていて、それが好きなことの中にもやりたくないこととかももちろん含まれてきますし、逆にだからそれをきっかけに好きなことを嫌いになってしまう瞬間とかもあると思うんですね。なんですけどそれを乗り越えた先に好きだったものを仕事にできるっていう誇りとか、その今まで見えてこなかった世界が少しずつこう見えてくるっていう瞬間が、ただそこに到達するまではものすごい苦しいこととかも人間関係とかも含まれてですけど、大変なことがたくさんあると思うんですけど、気張りすぎずにしんどい時は休んでいいので、休んでもうちょっとやってみるかって思った時にまた始めてっていう、これは甘えじゃなくて必要なことだなっていうふうに私は思うので、気張りすぎずにとにかく楽しく自分がやってることを見せることでお客さんが楽しんでくれるっていうことがアーティストさんのすごく大事な役目なんじゃないかなっていうふうに私は思うので、気張りすぎずに楽しんで人生を謳歌していきましょう。
Bye. See you soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Have fun tonight.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
That is great advice.
Would you go to another heavy metal show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Converted.
Well, geez, they work through the frustration. And she says, work through the frustration when it comes and expect new situations to come along that you're going to have to learn and grapple with for a little bit. And if a situation runs out of gas for you, get out of the scene for a moment and reevaluate, get back out there and into some other challenge. That's what I got out of what she said. It sounded like pretty good advice.
Yeah, it does sound like very good advice. It's just good to see all these new bands, too. There's also a different approach to the music, it seems, than the classic metal. There's less doom or whatever. As far as the visual element, we have what's called the gap, and, they're, they're dressed as you wouldn't think people playing heavy metal would dress.
Right. Well, in this situation, they weren't necessarily doing that, but maybe there was some other way that they were accomplishing the same thing. I know that he was talking about kind of the idol angle in these bands, but I didn't actually observe it in this one. Maybe somebody who is familiar with the scene or with the band can give us some pointers. But, I was on board. I thought they were doing great music. She's a fantastic guitar player. Sounds like, I hate saying Eddie Van Halen, but she's got the skills, man. She is really something. And I love that there's so many great guitar players coming in through Tokyo. And, of course, this is just one other band.
I just noticed very positive approach to the music, like a lot of other bands. Very happy vibe radiating from the women in these bands.
Yeah, that is a good observation. That seems to be the modern way. I think it is an improvement in a lot of ways.
Lyrics are more, they're inspirational and motivational. They're really positive lyrics.
That's right.
And that wasn't what heavy metal used to be. But this is good. It's a reincarnation. It's a different incarnation.
I agree. It seems to be healthier. They've lost nothing in terms of the power of the music. It's so much fun to listen to this stuff. So this is just one other band. He was spotlighting one band, and he talked to the insider, which was really just interesting to hear what he had to say. I'm sure there's a very long list of bands in that scene or related to this concept of metal icon bands that are all girl. So how about this? Anybody watching this, why don't you let us know what your favorite band is? Probably most of you already know, but we do feature Love Bites on a regular basis, as well as Bandmade. We actually wouldn't mind taking a look at a few other bands just to expand our palette a little bit. But, we do highly recommend both of those bands. We have a blast listening to them. So, leave your recommendations below. Let us know what you thought of this particular, I guess you could call it a mini documentary. I want to thank Anthony Michael Bucci for doing this. It's really interesting to see what's going on over there. Really appreciate the work that went into this. And and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See you all later.